am a retired American. I live part-time overseas, and I'm bringing you a couple of emergency warnings. This is for everybody. This is extremely important that you pay attention and that you get on the internet after you get this message and start doing some research. I'm going to walk in where I have some better lighting. Okay. Whether you live outside the United States like I do, or you live in the United States, you've noticed that inflation has started to creep up. You've noticed that gasoline prices, food prices have gone up. Housing prices fell dramatically, and then all of a sudden they stopped. It was as though they froze. In the countries that are allies with the United States government has asked those countries to put a freeze on the value of the dollar. So while the dollar has declined constantly in value for many months, for the last 25 to 30 days, the value of the dollar where I live has been frozen. And it's been frozen artificially, just as the stock market has been inflated artificially. And I know that you're thinking, that's a stretch, that's impossible. How can they do that? Well, you're dealing with global world banks. And just to let you know, the IMF, which is one of the world banks, has stated that the United States dollar now has junk status. And so we've just allowed the Federal Reserve to print too many dollars, and dollars without any guarantee, and many countries are no longer accepting dollars. So if you go overseas to try to buy a cup of coffee or walk into a retail store and you're a tourist and you've been to Europe many times and you're used to paying in dollars, they no longer will accept your dollars because to them the dollar isn't worth it. So they require that you purchase their currency. The United States dollar is going to decline significantly over the next 40 days because right now they're putting controls in place to make sure that they're prepared for the panic that's going to break out when people start to notice that their $2 quarts of milk are $6 for a quart of milk. So my warning to you is to get on the net, research this. There was an expert economist, a Wall Street economist in New York yesterday that came on and said that over the next 60 days, you're going to see a major crash in the dollar. It's going to go down to about 30 cents in value. So this same person who the mainstream media is not reporting on is saying that you need to go out and buy 6 months worth of food immediately. Now there is going to be plenty of food on the shelves. The problem is when the dollar crashes, like they're expecting it to crash, because right now it's just being artificially frozen by our government so that they have time to prepare for this. So I'm sure that Homeland Security is really busy right now. You need to get 6 months worth of food because otherwise you're not going to be able to afford it. And so this crash is going to happen. It's going to happen soon. As soon as they release it, everybody's going to be affected. And I don't know what the government's plans are exactly, but it's going to be extreme. So that's your warning number one. Go out and buy 6 months worth of food immediately while you can still afford it. Warning number two is the Earth's poles are going to shift. Now I know you've probably heard about this and you think it's a conspiracy theory. This is a forbidden subject for the mainstream media to discuss. The United States government and the largest governments around the world have been very busy building these underground bunkers. In the United States, they've built many underground bunkers for the elite and for the government officials and media who are in on this big conspiracy. In states like Colorado and New Mexico, up in the mountains at high elevations. because this is a geographic pole shift. And according to a leak, and I don't want to get into the leak because there was a blackout. This person said that they worked for the government and they were disguising their voice, and they went on the alternative media, and the information was taken off almost immediately. So I don't know how many people actually saw this person give the information out. But FEMA, our Federal Emergency Management Administration, has requested that all food processors provide them with bids for emergency food for 7 million people for 14 days. Now, 7 million people, that's about the amount of people that would be in our government elite, you know, the billionaires and the people that are in on this cover-up, because according to the person that gave the leak, who supposedly works inside the government on the top tier government, there will be no government warning to the public. And so while you're sitting around thinking that all is good and going to work every day and doing what you usually do, you need to be getting away from the coasts. And I am not an expert. I know that I've made preparations and I'm going to be flying out of here soon, but I'm trying to do the right thing here. And again, I'm just a retired person who witnessed the information that was leaked, and I saw the expert yesterday talk about how the dollar is being artificially held up. And so with the pole shift, the leak was that it's going to happen around the 15th of March. So being that FEMA is requesting that all emergency food bids from food processors be given to them by February the 1st, that makes a lot of sense. I'm giving some credence to this leak, this whistleblower. If true, I'm sure she's risked her life to get this information out. I've also heard this information from other people on YouTube, but the person that I heard it from is very credible. So you and your family, you need to have 6 months worth of food now. And supposedly we're going to continue to see earth changes and storms, extreme earthquakes, all kinds of stuff occur between March the 6th and the 15th. But the 15th is when, around that time, within those days, there'll be a geographic pole shift. So you need to get to a high elevation and get away from the cities and get away from the coast so that you can protect yourself and your family and survive this. So the government is simply not going to issue a statement, and don't expect them to rescue you. You're on your own. This according to the leak. So I'm sorry, I can't think of anything else to do, but I wanted to get this information out because, again, I think it's the right thing to do. Good luck, and please search all this on the net so that you can verify what I'm saying, and you'll discover it's true. Thank you.